With the prices of so many PC components rising lately, like your graphics cards, your RAM, and your SSDs, the prices of CPUs have stayed pretty reasonable. When I was around 13 and first got into PC building, spending any more than £500 on a single component seemed mad. But thankfully, at the time of this video, you're unlikely to spend over that, with even the highest end AMD CPU, not including the Threadrippers, coming in at around £600. So I'm going to talk you through some great options for different budgets, taking into account the current RAM apocalypse, which I think I've mentioned in all of my videos so far, but it does directly affect which CPU you should buy if you're on a tighter budget. So for a budget CPU, my recommendation is the Ryzen 5 5600. This was my previous processor and it will come in at around £120. It's not going to drain your bank account, and with this being an AM4 socket, it's also going to save you money on both your motherboard and your RAM. Of course, it's not perfect. You might struggle with some CPU heavy games like simulators, but for most people's needs, this is a great processor. A little extra bonus is that this processor also comes with its own cooler in the box. It's nothing pretty, but it will definitely keep it from overheating. For a mid-range AM4 CPU, I recommend the Ryzen 7 5800X, which I currently use in my own computer. It's going to cost you around £175, but with 2 extra cores and 4 extra threads over the budget option, it's a pretty decent upgrade without having to spend money on other components. Just don't make the same mistake I did, like forgetting to upgrade your cooler, as it has quite a big jump in power consumption, which leads to some high temps. Just make sure that your cooler that you're using can support that. For a mid-range AM5 processor, I recommend the Ryzen 5 7600X. It's going to cost you around the same as the AM4 option. However, there will be a pretty hefty jump in price regarding other components. While this processor does have the same amount of cores and threads as the budget option, which is less than the AM4 option, it has quite a big jump in its clock speed, meaning that even with the same amount of cores, this processor will run much faster in single core tasks such as gaming. Prepare yourself for a pretty big jump in price. The difference between the budget and mid-range options were only around £50. My high-end recommendation, however, is going to cost you around £450. It's the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D. This comes with 8 cores, 16 threads, but it actually has a lower clock speed than the mid-range AM5 option, but it does come with nearly 3 times the cache size. This gives it a pretty decent boost in CPU heavy games, making it a great option to spend your money on. And of course, it has to be mentioned AMD's flagship CPU, their golden crown, the Ryzen 9 9950X3D. This processor is a mixed bag of all the amazing features from the processors I previously mentioned. It has the most cores, the most threads, the largest cache, and the highest clock speed. Even though this processor will cost you around £590, I genuinely think it's great value for the absolute beast this processor is. It will give you a massive boost in anything you'll be doing on your PC, whether that's video editing, 3D rendering, streaming, or gaming. It genuinely is an amazing component if you can afford its price, which I won't blame you if you can't. I can't either. So, yeah, those are my personal opinions on good budget, mid-range, and high-end processors. But ultimately, it depends on what would benefit you the most. Either way, I hope this video helped. Thanks.